Good day, everybody. My name is Marjan Kaykavoosimaryan. I'm a dual citizen, Iranian American. I was born in Iran. I grew up in Kentucky. I consider myself Kentuckian and Iranian more than anything else, and United Methodist. The one thing that I wish I could do, and I tried to do it this last June after Iran got attacked on June 7th, was to get medical supplies to Iran, like prescription, first aid kits, anything like that. And I tried everything. I called everybody on every app that I knew and couldn't figure out how to do that. The AA has a prayer. God, sorry, I'm looking at a pad. God grant me the serenity and to accept the things that I cannot change, and the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That's the main part. I could not figure out for the world of me since June how to fix a problem 7,000 miles from me. But on the I tried. Getting the prescription and stuff is not that big of a deal to Turkey. The logistic part was from Turkey to Iran. I couldn't figure out how to do it. One of the great things, and I was going based on organizations like Doctors Without Borders, Red Cross, and neither one of them do anything political. It's just charity. It's not under any circumstances political anything, which is what I was trying to do to begin with, and couldn't. The logistic part was the problem. So the one thing that's extremely dear and near to my heart is homeless veteran issue. That's an issue that has been plaguing the whole U.S. We have 3 states, Colorado, Arizona, and California. All 3 states have problems with wildfire, which is also going to be a problem with anyone who's homeless. In Arizona in 2024, we had 120 days of 120 degrees and higher temperature. I'm in the parking lot. This parking lot, if somebody fell on a 120 degree day, in 3 seconds, that's 1, 2, 3 seconds, they'll get a burn. Where it's a second or third degree, they'll have to, as far as I know, for most second and third degree burns, you have to go to a hospital to get it resolved. There are so many charitable organizations around the United States dealing with veterans. But with all the resources of all these 501c, we still have homeless veteran problems. I'm only focusing on 3 states that I named. It's something I'm under no circumstances asking for money. You don't have to deal with me. It's something that everybody and anybody can do in these 3 states, no matter where you are. This is a doable situation, and something that I hope that we can accomplish to start off with 3 states. Since I can't resolve the problems in Iran, at least I believe if we do something here, if we can resolve one issue, just one issue in 3 states, then maybe we can resolve bigger issues around the world. If we can't resolve one issue that I think most Americans can agree on and have no problem in resolving, it's non-political, non-anything. It's easy to resolve. So I want to also start off with 2 prayers that it's going to, I think, affect 3 different religions. The Muslim prayers for protection is in the name of Allah, who with His name, nothing in the heart or the heavens can cause harm, and He is the hearing, the knowing. So that's prayer 1. One of my personal other prayers that I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm looking up stuff on my iPad. So the second prayer is Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pasture. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul, leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. And it goes a little bit further down. I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod, your staff, they comfort me. So that's Psalms 23, not all of it, part of it. So I'm United Methodist. That applies to both Methodists, and I think it applies to Judaism also. So it's in the book of Psalms 23. As a Christian, I got baptized at age 16. As a Christian, and United Methodist. United Methodist Church is one of the oldest churches in the state of Kentucky. I hope the one thing I can ask for any of and all Christians, regardless of denomination, Psalms 4:9. It says, "Am I my brother's keepers?" That story is a little bit about a different story, but being our brother's keepers is fundamental. As far as I know, it's very fundamental to any Christianity and Judaism. So the one thing I'm asking for all of the Christian churches, the issue with ending homeless with veterans, the only thing they have to do in all 3 states that I mentioned is to any veteran who's homeless, all they have to do is to walk into the ER of any VA hospital and say, I'm homeless, I need medical attention, and I need help with safe shelter. The VA by law in all 3 states, and as far as I know, anywhere in the United States, as long as they're in good standing or being honorably discharged, the VA has an obligation to find housing, get all the medication, and do all the medical. And if they need to get any kind of a detox situation, if they have substance or abuse or mental issues, they have an obligation to pay for all that for any veteran. In Arizona, I know for a fact, I knew a veteran who not only was able to get housing, he was able to get Section 8. Because VA has resources that you and I as a normal person can't. But the issue is this. One, the veteran has to walk into the emergency room of a VA. They have to have a capacity to get there. Second issue is they have to keep and follow up. This isn't just like you can go in and say, I want this, and magically it will happen. They have to have an advocate. This is where any church, any denomination, any person can do that. If you know a veteran, or if you can go to homeless shelters and say, hey, if there's a veteran here, we're willing to help. So the next religion is the one that I'm technically by law, as an Iranian citizen, by law, I'm technically Muslim. My grandparents who raised me on my mom's side were also Muslim. So I used to know their morning prayers, but it's been a long time ago. It's been over 40 years since I've been in the U.S. And also this is you can't see it because this necklace is almost 30 years old. I got this when my grandmother passed away. She was very active Muslim, and I love her to death, and she's the one who raised me from age 2 to 13. So as someone who by law is a Muslim, and as someone who grew up with my grandparents, I'm asking for the help from the Muslim community. The Muslim faith that I knew, and I double and triple checked, the faith is very much fundamental to charity. The faith is very fundamental on being holy in every sense of the word. You have an obligation. Every Muslim community in the 3 states, Arizona, Colorado, and California, has an obligation. I'm asking for one thing: end homelessness for veterans. That's all. Let's leave politics and everything else out of it. Let's do something that is a blessing to everyone, and I will promise you that will be a blessing to everyone. And also, I'm saying, as someone who's by law a Muslim, I'm asking as your sister for you to step up. The reason so many, and especially this past week, this is the best PR that I can think of. We have an obligation and an opportunity here to make tomorrow a better day. It's not going to happen magically. It's not going to happen through just prayers. And any prayers that is not done with service and with humanity, it's an invalid prayers to begin with. This is an awesome opportunity for us to do the right thing. I'm asking you to step up. As an Iranian and as a sister, you have an obligation to not only protect me, to protect every woman and gentleman out there. You have an obligation to be your sisters and brothers keepers. But especially in the Muslim faith, as far as I know, unless it has changed, today is, I think, the 20th of December, 25. Unless some rules has changed in the last few minutes, you have an obligation to be a protector, to be a shield, not only to me, but by me asking you for this favor, you have an obligation to step up. And if you don't, please believe and understand, any prayers you might say is automatically voided. Anytime you call yourself a Muslim, it's automatically voided. Voided in so many senses. This ain't if or buts in the Muslim religion. I double and triple checked everything. The way I was raised, every man, my grandfather was a protector to us. He was my shield in every sense of the word. You have an obligation, and I'm asking for every Muslim in those 3 states to step up. As a man, you have an obligation here. And the last phase, and I hope I'm not managing to offend all religions today, but the last religion is the Jewish faith. So as far as I know, and I again double checked, King Cyrus actually is mentioned in the Old Testament or Hebrew Bible, and it's also he was considered a deity or person of blessing in the Jewish faith. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Kaykavoosimarjan. Kaykavoosimarjan was one of the kings in Iran. It's been my great-great-great-great-grandfather who was the King Kaykavoosimarjan. So my bloodline on my dad's side goes way back. I'm 100% Iranian. What I hope that I can relay is that the people of Iran and anyone with the Jewish faith or Judaism, we're as people one. King Cyrus was the first king, and the people of Persia were the first people who not only protected the Jewish people, but also protected the places of worship in Judaism. So if there is any group of people, and as far as also I know, Iran has the second largest population of Jewish faith after Israel, or Jewish people after Israel in the region, not in the world, but in the region. Iran is the second largest Jewish population in the region. So if there is two set of people who are more alike and are more fundamentally, as a people, are have been through it and need better public relation at this time, I think it's the Jewish and Iranian people. And we cannot fix international problems or bring peace in the region of Israel if we cannot solve one problem here in the United States. Just one problem, 3 states. I'm not asking for the world. I'm asking just for 3 states resolve the homeless issue for veterans. If we can't resolve that here in the U.S., how are you going to bring international peace or bring peace to Israel? If you can't do one, I guarantee you can't do the second one. Even more of a reason to do it, because I will promise you any blessings we get, it will pass on to that region. And one of the biggest hurdles of anything that you got to do is logistics. If you can resolve one problem logistically, and I'm not saying it's an easy problem, but if you can resolve one small problem in 3 states only, you can resolve bigger problems. So for that, fundamentally, it's another reason we need to solve it. From what I understand, in over 40 years that I've been in the U.S., other than Iranians, one of the other biggest group that have lawyers and doctors are the Jewish faith in the United States. Iranians, we have a lot, especially in California and New York, we have a lot of attorneys and medical doctors. This is right up the alley for both of our people to resolve, because if there was ever a time to do something as a people that are united in so many more ways, and just because the governments aren't getting along, it has absolutely 100% nothing to do with the people. I don't know anybody in the government. The last group is the Iranian people here in the United States. We have a lot of Iranians, again, both in Arizona, California, and Colorado. Colorado, not as much, but Arizona and California being number one. The one thing that I'm asking for the Iranian people, we cannot ask for help or hope that things will change in Iran if we're not willing to be of service ourselves. You cannot expect someone to come and rescue us from a government that is absolutely adherent in every sense of the word. The only thing we can do, and again, this comes back to the prayer of AA, we have to, at some point, be able to do one thing. We have a lot of attorneys. We have a lot of medical doctors. Again, just solve one problem in 3 states. If you want a freedom, if you want for a nation to have, for the next generation to have a better tomorrow, you have to be able to be of service yourself. If you want to have logistically to free a country from the current government and bring in a new government, you got to be able to know how to do that logistically. Logistics is the heart of any issues you want to do. It's the hardest thing to do. Knowing how to, resolve problems and go from A to Z, it's hard. It's not that simple. If you can do a small thing, then you can do bigger things. Now, resolving homeless issue for veterans, it's been going on for a long time. I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do. It's time consuming, but it doesn't require money. This is one issue. You don't have to have any governmental agents. Well, you got to go through the VA, but you don't have to get anyone's permission to help a veteran who's homeless. You don't need any other organizations. All you got to do is get a veteran to the VA emergency room. That's all. Be an advocate for him. By law, any VA hospital that you go into the emergency room and you say, as long as, again, the veteran is in good standing, if they say they need help, they have an obligation by law to follow through. Now, making sure they follow through and go through all the steps and helping that veteran is time consuming. That's all it is. It's not coming out of your pocket. There is no money involved. Again, the only thing you're going to need is a car and spending your time and being an advocate for a person. Because believe me, if somebody has a health issue of any kind, it's going to be hard for them to walk, unless they call 911, it's going to be hard for them to get to the hospital and also follow through. There's a lot of paperwork. Imagine going to a regular hospital. Now you got to, for the VA, there's a little bit more paperwork because you got to show that you're in good standing and all that. And also there's a lot of paperwork to get the other benefits. It's not just that easy. But if they have advocates, it's a doable thing. And it's not, no money is coming out of anyone's pocket. This is something that the services are there if they just show up. And we can't bring freedom to Iran if we can't resolve